Good morning, ladies. My name is Chad, and welcome to the What If, or actually custom card review. And before we get started, yes, I know I do love all the custom cards, like making them all fun for like people like me. I really don't mind seeing because I know that I did the custom card review video of of the 2024. Go check that out because it's cool. And now we're going on to Deep Diver. So Deep Diver is a monster that I love the most of cards. When I grew up, he always had this sensation of them. I said to myself, you know what? I just need one thing. Then it dawns on me, how about make a retrain? Or make an archetype for it? Because there's deep sea divine or whatever. So I decided, how about make a card or like an archetype that represents the deep diver. So let's begin. And how many cards? Let's see. And the dual logs, or whatever his name is, I forgot. The dual logs. If you're watching this, you need to do the custom cards reviews of this year. So let's begin. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 4, 6. Okay. So let's start with one monster. So I had to do a retrain on it. Or I had to retrain it. So this is called the Super Deeper Diver. So it's basically the whole story is Deep Diver went too deep and ends up suffocated and died. So, but his soul still remains. So, yeah. So the Super Deeper Diver is still a water monster, level 4 zombie effect monster, and it supports the deep diver, and I know that some of you guys might not. I know that some of you guys might not know what deep diver is, because with modern day cards, doesn't references him. So, yeah. But now it's ready. If this card is normal summon or special summon, you can select 2 cards that... Oh my goodness, first of all, sorry about my... I sound like an owl. So, 2 cards that mentions the Deep Diver in their name or card effects, or card name, and add them to your hand. If you do, set 1 trap card from anywhere to your field in face down. So then if this card, but that first effect of it basically is saying like, oh, I'm going to add or selecting these 2 because these 2 references it. Because it's like how will I put this? It's like the divers, the ones that like go underwater and they always have like tools on them. So I decided, yeah. So this card is referencing that, and plus it always has a trap card, like basically to trap like sharks or something that tries to harm it. So if this card's effects gets negated by, or if this card's effects gets negated, you can pay 100 life points and shuffle this card into the deck. If it does, then you discard 2 cards from your deck to the graveyard. You take no damage from this card. So basically it's saying like the second effect of like if it gets negated, it's like someone tries to lose the oxygen. Like basically like, oh, I can't breathe. And someone comes in and like helps you out of that situation. So let's move on to the spell cards. Like this is called Deep Diver Rising of the Sea. It's a quick play spell card. If this card is activated, you can select one Deep Diver monster from your deck or graveyard, special summon it to your field in attack mode. If you do, then you draw 2 cards from the top of your deck. And then if so the first effect is basically like your monster is ready to go out into the water, and basically, yeah, this card is a searcher and a drawer. So, and it also has negation. So for like, if your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack while this card is in your graveyard or banish zone, you can shuffle this card into the deck, negate it, and then shuffle it into the owner's deck. If you do, or if it does, then make it the end phase. So, yeah. Because it's like, oh, I'm ready. And then your opponent summons like something like bigger fish. Now, to attack into it, but you can defend yourself. So now we got Gift of the Deep. Diver. So if you control a deep diver monster, you can activate this card from your hand. You can shuffle 1 card from your graveyard or banish zone into your deck. Both players draw 2 cards from the top of their decks to their hands. If it does, skip your opponent's draw phase. If this card is in your graveyard or banish zone, you can shuffle this card into the deck and add 2 water type monsters from your deck or graveyard to your hand. So basically, it will work with like water monsters, but its first effect is basically like if you miss an important ingredient, yeah. So now, okay. Oh, whoopsies. Clumsy. Yeah. Hey, be nice.
Why?
Well, I said so.
Why?
Well, what the heck? Sorry. Okay. There we go. And let me. So then the next card is tack on the deep diver. So this card is basically, its name is like a tack on Titans. So it's basically, yeah. This card can only be activated if your opponent activates a card effect or declares an attack. You can shovel one card from your graveyard or abandoned zone into your deck. Negate it and then shovel it into the owner's deck. This card's effects cannot be negated by card effects. Okay? And by your opponent's card effects. And if this card is sent to the grave or banished by a card effect, you can shuffle this card into the deck. You gain 3,000 life points. That seems pretty powerful, isn't it? So it's basically giving you the, like, gaining life points. Like, I'm gaining more. So now, Life of the Deep Diver. You can shovel one deep diver monster on the field into the deck. You gain life points equal to that shuffled monster's attack points. But for the rest of your opponent's next turn, you take no damage until the end of their turn. You can only use this effect for once per turn. If this card is in your graveyard or abandoned zone, you can shuffle this card into the deck. You draw 3 cards from the top of your deck. So, yeah. It is pretty powerful, but not as, like, super broken. But you gain life points from it. And now we got the final trap card of this archetype is mining mining of the deep diver. It's a counter trap, and if this card only be activated if your opponent activates a card effect. You can pay 1,000 life points, negate that card effect, and shuffle it into a deck. Into their deck. So if it does, then you can add 3 cards from your deck or graveyard to your hand. You can only use this effect for once per turn. So basically, it's kind of has this story going on. So the first one, daily life of this one, is basically the monster. Let's go over to there. So before we go, our little explorer decides to go deeper. Or, no. He looks for artifacts and, like basically his effect. But one day, his group got attacked by the deep creatures, like deep sea creatures. And in order to like save them, he has, or actually he had a pretty good life. He always came with like these like fish parts and like, he battled, but then that day happened and he went down. He found a secret like raft, or not raft, the boat that had gold, but something and like, so he ran out of oxygen and he died. But some say he still haunts the shores of many islands. Every night he comes out of water to grab the like many missing items, like treasure. And yeah, so yeah, so basically, yeah, he still haunts like them until this very day of this recording. So I'm still working on like some parts of these videos, or some of these cards, because these cards are pretty powerful, but not as much as my other months or other cards that like, because I am thinking about, because I already did the life one, and the card that I was trying to say is, let me, Yu-Gi-Oh! Deep Diver. Not Sea Deep Diver, but this is this one. So, Deep Diver is a water, level 4, aqua effect monster. And at the end of the battle phase, if this card was destroyed by battle and sent to the grave, you can choose one monster from your deck and place it on top. So, I decided to make this entire archetype around a tragic of it. The tragic part that I am saying is that he goes from a just called deep diver into a super deeper diver. That's a mouthful. Is basically a whole tragic backstory of him. Like, he goes from, oh, look what I found, to, I'm dead. It's basically like a story of a whole, like, that's why he always collects treasure, and then that happened. But now he goes from what is he? I forgot. aqua monster to a zombie type monster where, yeah. So, and no, I am not working with Konami. And yes, I do. I like these, like what I make, this custom cards things, because one, it's a cool concept that I mostly find intrigues me, where this guy is basically like, I summon him, or he goes mines his own beeswax, and then that happens. So, what do you guys think? Could this be a perfect archetype, or is it not? Because it's going to be, from this point on, I'm still adding more cards to make it more sense, because the daily life of him and all the way, it's like his lifespan thing. But then, yeah. So, if you guys want me to do more of these, like, custom stories, I'm doing, like, a custom stories for them. And it will be for the story of, plus it will be the end of his story, but his children will be the name that. Okay? So, yeah, because who knows what's under the mask. So, it could have been you, or it could have been fallen people, and yeah. And I know, hold on, let's see how long this video took. Okay, I know there's that, like, submarine that exploded underneath. Yeah, like, boom. But I'm more, like, thinking about custom cards things. I know that there's a lot of, like, oh, no, don't do that. Do like the other archetypes do. Not, like, don't do the, like, what just happened, like, 3 months ago, or whatever. I don't know how long that was. Where the scuba guys exploded. Okay? Because they needed was a machine that could helps them understand the water a lot better. So yeah. So I created this archetype to honor the people that like goes scuba diving, to stay safe, and yeah. And I don't know what I could do with the other the other cards. But please leave a like, share, subscribe, and comment. And the dual logs, if you're watching this, make sure you bring back the custom card streams, because I want your opinions on those, or on this video's it was on this video's cards. And the archetype is called Deep Diver archetype because it's okay. And yeah. So peace out, y'all. Peace.